Welcome to Module 4 of our school-wide professional development on school-wide PBIS. For Module 4, we will be talking about the components for effective practice. So one of the components, and there are 6, the first component we're going to be talking about today is defining behavior expectations. This is a critical component. And in defining behavior expectations, we need to talk about what are the school's core values, what is the school's culture, how can we be culturally responsive when forming these behavior expectations, and what are the school goals when it comes to behavior expectations. And finally, what are the social, behavioral, and academic outcomes wanted by the professional staff? These are things that questions you need to think about when defining behavioral expectations. Our next component is defining the specific behaviors expected. So what are the specific behaviors expected of the student? These behaviors should align with the school core values. These behaviors should be aligned also to the school's mission and the school goals. Our third one is a component that's critically important, is to make sure that we are teaching the behavior expectations. We need to teach them, and we need to intentionally teach these behavior expectations. We need to model the behavior expectations for students. We need to make sure we reteach the behavior expectations and reinforce the behavior expectations. Finally, we must practice and practice and practice over and over again if we expect these behavior expectations. Our fourth component is to make sure that we as teachers and staff and adults in the school acknowledge, reward, and celebrate positive behavior. We need to acknowledge these desired behaviors with kind words, positive body language, encouragement, a smile. Reward desired behaviors with celebrations, with awards. And most of all, interact positively whenever students follow behavior expectations. The next one is to make sure we correct problem behaviors. But we need to be respectful when correcting behavior. When possible, correct in private. And keep in mind that students are still learning the desired expectations. Our final one is if we're having problems, we need to make sure we collect behavior data. When unwanted behavior becomes consistent, we need to make sure we collect data so we can bring this tiered system to the next level. The data will help us to identify where and when unwanted behavior is happening. It will also help us to provide insight into the unwanted behavior. If we do have unwanted behavior and it continues, it's time to elevate into the multi-tiered PBIS system. I hope that you will work with the components in your next module as you look at PBIS and forming an effective PBIS program in your school. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you next time.